Prymalchaos. Hey guys, Prymalchaos here, welcome to the channel. Today we are checking out the relatively new Blackbriar song Cicada, depending on where you are. Maybe you have another way of pronouncing that, but in Australia, Cicada is how we say it. And they're loud and obnoxious, but you know, I suspect that that's not going to be the case with this particular song. As you guys know, I love Blackbriar. I've been a bit of a proponent of them for some time, and I've reacted to quite a few of their songs. So if you haven't seen those, just search Prymalchaos with the Blackbriar. You'll find a few reactions on YouTube. But I mean, to say that these guys are, I've mentioned before, I feel like they should be far more of a household name. And as I'm sitting here, experiencing Blackbriar, I can sense that they're moving in that direction, right? I routinely read comments like, these guys, in a world with, bands like Epica and Nightwish and stuff, it's criminal that Blackbriar isn't sort of in that same position, And, that just takes time, right? Every time I've listened to these guys, I've always been impressed by like the subtlety and nuance of the composition and the beautiful recording, layering of all the different parts and stuff. And Zora's voice obviously is unique and interesting, but in a beautiful sort of way. She has her own sort of niche as a vocalist, and that's exceedingly rare, to be honest. And, I've made comparisons in the past about different vocalists she may sound like, but doesn't do her justice. I feel like she really is unique and she stands on her own 2 feet as far as what she brings. And, you put those two things together and also with some increasingly amazing music videos, and you end up with just really good, interesting music that's a pleasure to listen to and react to. So without too much further ado, I'm going to jump right in. But before I do, I just want to say this video is brought to you today in part by Enchroma. Enchroma make glasses for colorblind people like myself. So if you or anyone you know is colorblind, feel free to just click the link in the description. It'll take you to Enchroma's website where you can get a free eye test, find out if you have a deficiency, and if so, what kind. And while you're there, you can pick up a pair of glasses that'll help you see the world a little bit more like everyone else. With all that said, Blackbriar, Cicada. Cicada. Here we go. Great how that moves along like that, the double kicks. Great musical motif as well. Like that. Oh, wow, hang on, sorry, I just want to jump back to that. Oh, that was really nice. I'm guessing that's up in a mix, but it's because it sounds so delicate. She's not like belting out this high head voice kind of thing. But that's what I mean. Like her melody writing is so beautifully nuanced and creative. And yet she still somehow managed to always exist in this niche of concepts melodically that sort of work for her, but just are recognizable, And the music itself is always very Blackbriar sounding as well. They have their unique flavor. But when you add her melodies in, it puts a stamp on it that just screams unquestionably that this is a Blackbriar song. And that's the kind of thing you can't teach, right? That's instinct, and it's just nuance, and it's creating art through your own prism. And that's the thing that these guys do excessively well, is they are able to come up with new concepts and sounds and ideas, but still keep them within the Blackbriar sort of franchise, if that makes sense. And again, in no small part due to Zora's amazing melodic concepts, right? It's such a beautiful transition. It's a bold choice putting your toes on the internet. I'm just going to say that, and that's all I'm going to say. Guys are weird, man, I swear. That's a beautiful counterpoint harmony there. That's really cool. Okay, I mean, I know that's building to something, and I'm sorry. I always feel so guilty when I pause in moments like that. But look, you're here to watch me react and to get my insight into what I'm thinking. So at some point, you got to make the concession. I got to stop it. But I always go back and we lead back into the build up because I don't want to miss it as much as you want me to see it, right? But I just wanted to just address the way that Zora her vocals just dance along this tightrope of just drama and beauty. And she makes it seem so effortless, but there's so much that goes into making it sound that effortless. She just breathes and melody comes out. There's backings behind that or not. It's hard to tell. Oh, that's a cool shot. Like this. Oh, this is cool, man. It's groove.
Turn me into a cicada so I can finish your song.
Oh, that's a great lyric. As usual, it's cinematic, it's dramatic, it's colorful, it's textural. There's very little to say about it that in any kind of criticism because it's purely just Blackbriar. If you're into Blackbriar, then this is more of the same. It's more of what you love. And to me, what they embody is that sort of cinematic, symphonic sort of metal that really, it sounds like a soundtrack for a fantasy film or something like that. But there's kind of more of a hard edge to it. I love the fact that, like, if you think about the tempo of this track, right? Like at its fundamental, that's your tempo, right? But then you know, there's always something textural going on to maintain pace, right? Because this song could really just plod along. And if that was the case, then, you know, I feel like Zora would have trouble having vocals that are so floaty over the top, because there's this weird impulse to just trudge along at that ploddy pace. But the things that they do to counter that is, if you listen, kick drums all the time, you know, and always having like swooping guitar rhythms that are like sort of a little bit more syncopated, I guess. But there's always a driving rhythm, like instead of just boof, boof. And it could have been two very different songs had they not understood that concept of keeping the rhythm, the undercurrent of the rhythm flowing. What it is, it's kind of a deceptively slow song, I guess. And then you'll always hear there's always something. See, now they've traded the drum rhythm for a standard drum groove, but there's the guitar parts in there that are providing that sort of eighth note sort of feel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Even though the rhythm is da, 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 da. Now, this is all just music 101 for anybody who knows how to play an instrument, but I understand that a lot of people out there, they love bands like Blackbriar, but they're not sure exactly why or like what's interesting about it. I'm speaking to you guys, right? This is all nothing new. It's one of those things that, you know, and there's you can obviously have a song that has that sort of slow lumbering sort of trudgy feel, and it can still work beautifully. But I feel like things like these symphonic metal songs, to sort of hit that niche and feel metal, they still need to have some sort of a driving force underneath them. This is the kind of thing that Within Temptation does really well as well. You know, these slow tempo dirge kind of songs, but with like a heartbeat, but with like just, you know, a much faster sort of pulse to them, if that makes sense, right? But like all the way along. See, this is kind of more of a funky groove here, right? But it's only funky because they're leaving out they're leaving beats out, but the tempo is still implied. Oh, there's harmonies. Come on. Look, you know me. I can't say enough good things about these guys. At some point, like I've kind of half scheduled a passing interest in doing an interview with these guys, and I've really got to get around to sorting that out and organizing it, because I got so many questions. There's so many things I need to know. As somebody who composes a little bit of music myself, you know, these guys just know exactly who they are, and they know how to do what they do. And I'd love to sort of talk more about, you know, where they came from, like the origins. You know, was this always the vision, or did they evolve from something else? Or how long did it take to come up with all of the technique and nuance that's required to sort of put together a puzzle this complex? You know, that's the kind of questions I want to ask. But yeah, anyway, I've talked enough. This was beautiful, as usual, stunning, melodic, brilliant, dark, challenging, all those things. So thanks again, Blackbriar. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, everybody who suggested this as well. You know, you guys, I can't express enough gratitude to the people who watch the channel and make suggestions. Appreciate you guys more than you know. But yeah, if you feel like I've brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just by buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description. Or, you know, you can just hit super thanks under the video. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. But yeah, send me more recommendations. I'd love to know, you know, what's a great example of early Blackbriar? Maybe I could take a look at that. That would be cool. Thanks again, guys. Stay primal. Catch you in the next one.